Having people, welcome back to the channels. Aston Villa versus Tottenham this weekend. Key game for Spurs. Ange Postecoglou said himself today in the press conference he's confident that Spurs will bounce back. Those were his words, and he's certainly going to have to pick up the group ahead of this one because that Liverpool defeat would have hurt. They didn't turn up. That's unacceptable. I voiced my opinions on that on the channel and on other Spurs channels this week, but we've got to focus on this game because it could be a disastrous week if we're not careful. If it hasn't been already. If you're new to the channel though, please do like and subscribe. Get involved in the comments below. Very interested to hear from you. So let's kick this off to start with team news because Richarlison went off injured at Anfield, which is not what we needed, and he joins the list with Radu Dragusin in terms of players that have got injured just this week. So it's two players in 1 week. It's constantly having players injured. There's so many players out now. It's just crazy. It's like a host of players, and there's some that are close to returning. I think both centre backs are close. Vicario won't be too far away, but the reality is that it's taking a long time. But yeah, the orange list concludes. It's got here Solanke, Romero, Odegaard, Dragusin, Van der Ven, Maddison, Adogi, Werner, Johnson. So there's so many players out there. But Villa, to be clear, had lots of problems themselves. They have a number of players, out. They've got Tyrone Mings, Watkins, and Barkley near in return. So that's a positive for them. But they've had lots of players out as well. So it's not just us, and it shouldn't be a factor or an excuse in this game. It wouldn't be surprising either, maybe, if one of them, the players that I mentioned for Villa, do make a cameo. Pau Torres and Matty Cash are expected to be sidelined for a few more weeks. So, Villa have definitely had their defensive issues. What was interesting is that Ange Postecoglou in his press conference did say he's confident Spurs bounce it back. He said no sleep. When he got asked about the players' fight, whether they showed any fight. So I think he's confident that we will. But I think we've seen it with Spurs that we don't typically tend to bounce back, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think we have to because that Liverpool defeat was really bad. It's our most important game of the season, no shots on target. So bare minimum is you bounce back. There's been so many times that we haven't, where we should have. But the form guide in all competitions, Aston Villa loss, win, draw, loss, draw. And for Spurs, a loss, win, loss, and a win. So we have really mixed form for both teams. Aston Villa, though, still on for a good season under Unai Emery, a really strong outfit, but they have been inconsistent this year. But they've recruited well in the January transfer window, brought in Rashford, Asensio. So they've done really well. The big signings, but did Durango. And if Watkins doesn't make it this weekend, it's a big mistake from them. But from a Spurs point of view, this would be my team. Kinski in goal, backline of Porro coming back at right back. Spencer left back are doing really well there. Massive shout out to him. Davis and Gray at centre back. Part of me wants to give Gray a rest. Midfielder Bergval, Basuma, and Sarr. That's the midfield. And I've gone with a front line of Tell, Son, and Mikey Moore. I think this is the game where we could look to give Kulusevski a rest. I've never seen a player look so much run into the ground. We've done that with Solanke. It's just we're overloading minutes of these players because Ange hasn't been given many tools to work with, but now he's got a couple of options in those four positions. There isn't. I know Richarlison obviously going out doesn't help, but we could afford to at least bring Kulu on just from the bench to get a few less minutes. But in terms of what I think predicted team will be compared to that, I think it would be Bentancur instead of Basuma. So I think there'd be one change, and I think Kulusevski will start instead of Moore. So sorry, two changes from my team to what I think we'll see from Ange Postecoglou. Hate predicting us to lose, but I think Villa Park's a tough place to go. But I can't do that, so I'm going to predict us to win. But do you think it'd be tight? I'm going to back us to get a narrow 2-1 win. But you wouldn't bet on it. You wouldn't bet on it when Spurs are involved. So do get involved in the comments below. What would your lineup be? What do you think the lineup will be? And your score prediction. But this game really weird time. 5:35 p.m. BBC One. Sunday night, so stay tuned with the channel. Turn the notifications bell on for all content to do with this game, from player ratings, post-match reaction, weekly podcast Monday night, dissecting it. There's a lot coming up, so do keep your eyes peeled and keep your ears tuned in if you like. You can do that by turning the notifications bell on. If you are new, please like and subscribe around here and get involved in the comments below. But for now, a massive Common You Spurs. Let's go for a win. 2 losses in 1 week will be devastating for the club.